Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How are you all this morning? A bit of an earlier one for you today. Let me just see. Right. So in this wee video, we're going to make some, well, they're the Minnie Mouse ears and the bow cake topper. So it's a really, really easy, straightforward one. And I just thought I would hop on and show you how to do it. This used to be a really popular cake. I don't know if Mickey and Minnie are as popular anymore, but this is everything that you're going to need to make this. It's super easy. I will link everything here down below in case you're making this yourself. I've also made up some templates for you, so I'll link those below as well, just in case you need a wee bit of help or you want to do it, get it done really quickly. I actually made these templates for whenever I was doing bows and stuff, just to make things a lot simpler. And yeah, you could just make a bow in 5 minutes with the wee template. So I'll link those down below as well. So first of all, we're going to go in and use some of our black fondant and create our ears. So I'm going to move this, whoops, up here because I'm going to use a different board for the ears because then the black just makes your board really dirty. So I'm going to use this black fondant icing and I'm going to mix it. Everybody's been asking me about these boards here. These are like really sturdy. You can put them in the dishwasher. This other side they have kind of like for making sugar flowers, veining tools and stuff. But I just love these because no matter how sharp the knife you use, you don't need to worry about cutting your mat or anything. So, oh gosh, I just realized I forgot to bring in some scales to weigh this out for you. But we're going to use this full packet. So it's a 250-gram packet of fondant icing. And we're going to just use the whole thing. And you can see already why I didn't want to use the other board. So I'm going to put a wee bit of vegetable shortening on my hands just so that it doesn't stick. Because the black fondant is notorious. I'm going to take some of this cooking here, or not cooking. Hold on, I'm going to move this up a wee bit. Why is that blurry? Is that better? I wonder, is that? Okay, so I'm going to take a bit of this Tylose powder. I always use this, especially with black. I'm just going to sprinkle a wee bit of it on my board here. Yes, I always use this with black because, well, if you're a beginner, you might realize that the black, or you probably have realized the black is just a nightmare. And if you're a bit more experienced, you will know that all too well. I am really tempted to upgrade my camera because this is a wee webcam, and to see the way it's focusing in and out, it would drive you crazy. And I just don't know if I could justify upgrading my camera this side of Christmas. But I think if I'm going to do these lives more often, it would be a really good investment. And so I would get a really good price for my other camera and put the money to it, but it would just be for these lives. I think my other camera, for whatever reason, the software doesn't work. So it's the same camera, but I just need to upgrade it. And that's the thing too. It's exactly the same camera, and you're having to pay maybe £200 or £300 to upgrade it. But so I don't know, but I do think it would make a difference to these videos if I did do that. So you never know. I'm really tempted to do that today. There's the greaseproof paper. I'm looking for it. So what we're going to do is cut out. I'm going to use this cookie cutter. Now what size? It's not on it. I'll measure this for you just so you know what size it is. But if you have the templates, you'll not need to worry about that. Let's see. So that's roughly about 3 1/4 inch, this cookie cutter. So just gonna cut out 2 squares of our greaseproof paper. And that's what we're going to do to roll this. We're going to roll this out onto the greaseproof paper then. So you're going to roll these quite thick. I would say probably just under 1 centimetre thick. Just keep lifting it and setting it down. You don't want to put too much of this Tylose powder in it because it can make them really crackly. It can make the fondant really dry. So, okay, now that I've rolled it out that much, I'm going to place it. Did I make that too small? I didn't. So actually, do you know what I'll do? I will cut out a circle now and then roll it out a wee bit more. So I'm going to lift this and put it on my paper, my greaseproof paper. And then I'm going to just roll it out. So you want to make sure that it's even the whole way round, that it's not thicker at one side than at the other. And I'm going to show you roughly the thickness here. If you can see, that's how thick. I would say about 1 centimetre in thickness. And we're making these first just so they have a minute to dry. So then you're going to just place your cookie cutter on top. Take this other piece off. Okay, and then we're going to set this to one side here. We're going to do the same with the other ear. So just going to roll this out. Might need to knead this a wee bit more. But these cakes used to be, I remember my wee boy he's 11, and the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse cakes and the Minnie Mouse cakes, they were really, really popular. Whenever I was making cakes, goodness, the amount of Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse cakes I made, but I don't know, I never really see them. I don't know, it'd be awful to think that Mickey isn't as popular anymore. Okay, so we're going to do the same, this one. And you can totally see this is exactly why I make the ears first, because the black is just a nightmare. So again, just push down. And that's that. So we're going to transfer that over here as well. I don't know, is it just me, or does the camera look a bit foggy to you? Just give me a second. Is that better? I just thought it looked a bit foggy there. I don't know. Right, so that's your 2 ears. And now I'm going to get rid of this. That's us done with the black fondant. And I'm going to get rid of this board now as well because it's a wee bit grubby. So these ears are going to be, the girl wanted baby pink. So I'm just going to quickly wipe my hands here, because the black, it just gets into everything. I don't want to. Okay. So this is super, super easy way to make a bow. And especially, you know, the big Disney bow that you have, the big, well, you'll see what I mean, where it kind of is really dramatic. So, but you could use this bow template for any bow, really. And it's really big. So it's probably about, I would say it's about 6 inches by maybe 4 or 5 inches. Okay, so I got this pink shade by mixing this baby pink into some white fondant. I'm going to use some of this wee blade thing, and then this is going to be, no matter how much you wash or clean your cake equipment, as always bits of lint. Okay, so I'm going to set these here, and we're going to go ahead and start making our bow now. So I'm going to put some of this shortening on my hands again. And we're just going to need this here. This has been, I coloured this and it's been setting out, which probably isn't a great idea. Okay, just, so just going to get this going here. Listen to the listen to the kids, my goodness me. So I don't know, maybe next live I do, you never know, I might have a new camera. That way the lighting would be so much better and it would autofocus. So I don't know, I might have a wee look and see. I'm not very technologically minded, so even me doing this is a bit of a miracle, having a YouTube channel, and honestly, because I'm not very good with technology. So I'm just rolling this. Okay, set that wee. So we're just going to roll this out. So this webcam, initially when I started doing lives, I thought I just got, you know, like a standard webcam, and then it wasn't very good. So I bought this one, which is a really, really good. So you're just going to roll this out into a long snake sausage kind of shape. So the other one was really, really bad quality. Everything was really blurry and it didn't autofocus or anything. So then I got this one, which is a really, really good webcam. But for tutorials, I mean, I would really like to go up close for certain details. And I think when you zoom in with this, it's not great. So it's just with Christmas around the corner. And you know what it's like when you have, you know, the wee ones, small kids and stuff too. I don't know what it is. I would think nothing of upgrading something. There's more lint. Of, like if the kids needed something of theirs upgraded, I would think nothing of doing it. Or if they need something bought, you think nothing of doing it. But as a mum, I don't know what it is. It's, if I need something, there's just a whole dialogue in my head about why I shouldn't have it or why I should have it or trying to justify it. It's very strange. Okay, so we're just giving this a good roll. So you can roll it out as thick or as thin as you like. I think bows look better, or they look more, the thinner you roll them out, the more realistic they look. I kind of have to roll this out a certain kind of thickness because it's going in the post, and it needs to survive its journey. So if I was doing this to put it on a cake myself, I would probably roll it out a lot thinner, but just to make sure that this survives its journey. Okay, so this is the template, which I've used a gazillion times, that's why it's wrecked. So with the templates, you just print them out, or you could trace it onto a piece of greaseproof paper. I'm just going to quickly lift this up and set it back down again. Okay. So I'm wondering, can I get away with doing this on... I might be able to get away with doing two sides here. So just want to place your template down, or if you don't have the template, you can just do this part yourself. Just going to use this wee blade here. That gives you a perfect straight line. And then do the same for this side and for this side. And I suppose if you're using a wee template, it means your bow is going to be perfectly symmetrical either side. If you want a freehand bow tutorial, I will link. I did make one before. So I will link that above for you here as well. Okay. So that is one side. I'm wondering. Yeah, I think I'm going to be able to get away with doing the other side here. So I'm just going to peel this off here and take these off my sponge. So that's one half. And then the other half. So this is a wee bit thicker here in the middle. So roll out a wee bit. Okay. Okay. And same again. So we're just gonna place our so you can see how this makes things a lot quicker. I originally just done this for myself, just to make life easier when I'm making these things because they're so big. Okay, so that's both sides. Put this over here. Sorry, I'm just going to wrap up my in the cling film. Okay. So now what we're going to do is so this part here is the outside of your bow, and then this part is the inside of your bow. So we're going to do this one first. Okay. So all you're going to do is take this and fold it over. Just fix your corners. So take one piece, hold it this way, it kind of looks like a house, and just fold it over like that. And then you're going to get your fingers and just bunch it. Bunch it down like that. So that's one side. Just move these over here. And then we're going to do the same with the other side. So it kind of looks like a house. And this time we're going to fold it over this side. And you're going to just squeeze down. So it doesn't need to look perfect. In fact, the more imperfect it looks, the better. So that's, you can see how that's going to come together. So now we're going to take, I'm just fixing the inside. We're going to take a piece of a ball of fondant here. And it's going to go in the center here. And what we're going to do, we're going to move it onto your sponge while we build it up, because you don't want to be moving it about too much until it dries. So here we have our sponge. Hope you can see that. Okay. And then we have a wee strip to do up the middle. So I really should have, that is in the templates as well, but I don't think I've cut the wee strip out. So I will just, I have the wee strip in the template pack, but I'm just going to do it freehand here. So I'm going to roll this out. Nice and thin. Okay, so this is going to be for the centerpiece. And what you could do is you could take a wee tool and create a few indentations in the center. So it's going to go in the middle. Okay, so this ball, we're going to get this ball quite wet. So it's going to be really, really sticky. I'll show you. So we'll move our sponge over here. So this is our ball. I'm just going to take some water. And this would normally be a big no-no. You really wouldn't want your fondant to get sticky like that, but it just, once this dries, it's going to hold everything in place for you. So you're going to press this down a wee bit and place this in the center, like so. Okay. Then we're going to take this side of our wee tool and you're just going to spread this out. This is just going to act like a super glue and hold everything in place for you. There's no point in making a lovely bow like this and then it falling apart. I've been there. Okay, so that looks really messy, but you're not going to see that, so it doesn't matter. It's just going to hold everything in place for you. Okay. Wipe my sticky hands here. Then you're going to take your strip that you've made and you're going to place it over the top. Okay. Now I can see some of these wee pieces have come out, so we're going to make this wee strip a bit wider because you want to hide any of the pieces underneath. And this is why I should have cut out the template strip. So there you go. You're just going to place that on top. Make it a bit shorter. You're going to place that over the top and then you're going to just tuck it under. You don't really want to be lifting your bow around too much. I'm trying to find my wee, there it is there. If you get a wee piece like this, I'll show you. Here it's sort of sitting out. I don't know if you can see that, it's like a wee bump. Try and tuck it under. So just take your tool, try and tuck it under. You don't want to see any of those pieces exposed. So just lift it all in one piece and take your finger and wrap that around like that. Okay, what you could do is we're going to do some polka dots and stuff, and we'll finish these ears as well. What you could do is and I do have these in the wee template for you as well, but just for a little bit extra, say it's not a Disney bow you're making, if it's just an ordinary bow, you could create some pieces like this. So you could take your knife like that. Then what you would do is fold this at the top, the way you folded the pieces inside the bow, like that. And then you could have them coming down either side. If you kind of set it have that tucked up underneath, but that's just another thing you could do if you're making a bow for a cake. So just thought I would show you that quickly. So we will do some wee polka dots here. They're just really easy, of course. Just going to use the circle cutter and some water. We're going to roll these out quite thin. And the big thing's easier because I'm always working fast. When you work from home and you have 3 kids, you got to work fast. So I normally just go in and put water on here where I'm going to put. So I have a rough idea. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then maybe a couple here. So if you've wet it, you can see where you've wet the pieces. Use your circle cutter, and then it can just stick right on. And that way you're not having to lift all the pieces and set them on. Are you doing anything nice tomorrow night for Halloween? We have a lot of restrictions here again, so we don't really do very much for Halloween anyway. Okay, what you could do at the top here is you could do a kind of like a half circle. So there's a half. Right, this cutter isn't behaving today. So what you could do is place half of it on there, and then, oops. Place half of it on like that, and then you could always put the other half. Need a wee bit of. Always put the other half at the bottom. So that's your spots. I'll finish the other side off camera, but I just wanted to show you that's how you do your spots. And we'll finish your ears now. So for the ears, what way is this camera today? I can't really see what I'm doing here. Right. This way. Okay. So for our ears, we are going to, they've hardened a wee bit. Even in that time, I mean, you would think they haven't been sitting for very long, but they have. It's given them a wee while just to harden up a wee bit, because if we were to go ahead now and try and put or if we were to go ahead at the start and try and put the skewers in, it would have just knocked the whole shape off. So I've got 2 skewers here, and I've got my wire cutters as well. So you're going to go in with the pointy side of your skewer. Move this over here, and you're going to place the skewer in the center. So not, show you here. It's not going to, I don't know if you can see, it's not going to go too near the back or too near the front. If you place it too near the front, you actually can see a mark. So we're going to just place it roughly in the center, and we're going to turn it, rather than pushing it in, we're just going to turn it. Keep turning. You don't want to do that. I just poked it out through the top. Okay, so depending on how deep your cake is, that's where you're going to trim the bottom of your ear here. So we'll trim this to about there. And that's basically it, guys. Easy peasy. It was lovely to jump on this morning. I'm a morning person. So, but I know it's not a great time for a lot of you. You're working and stuff, but I will maybe catch you over the weekend. Who knows? But it was lovely to see you. Hope this was helpful. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.